What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome back to Bold Moves on the Property Sisters Network.
Happy spring.
Happy spring.
Loving this.
I am so loving this.
It's a beautiful day. I'm just here for it.
Beautiful day today.
What's going on there?
Wait, what is it? What does he do on Bruce Almighty when he's like, the ball?
I don't know.
Come on.
I swear, I don't know.
Seriously?
Whoa.
Yeah, when Bruce is like messing with, when he's God and he messes with Evan Baxter. What's his name? Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And he makes him like talk all crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
he makes him like choke. Yeah. And he's like, the
Yeah.
ball. Yeah. That's what he does.
I love
and
it.
I feel like that's how I started this off.
Hilarious.
Well, I guess I kind of did.
No, it's all good.
Anyways,
Well, we're here.
happy day, whatever day you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't sound like that.
Like what?
The ball.
Oh my God, you got me with that. That's funny.
You guys, we did not plan that beforehand.
No.
Just that why we talk a little bit before we jump on the show and we're like, what should we talk about? And so we got a couple ideas for you, but the ball was not planned. It was not planned. That was just
That's great.
My Twitch.
I love it.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
But anywho, I think we wanted to talk about a couple of things, and I guess Bruce Almighty was kind of a good segue into what
why not?
What I wanted to talk about.
I love it.
But I wanted to talk about the season of Lent and just basically like the things that I have wanted to do but have not necessarily lived up to right now. So I really wanted to like dive in this year and not, I'm not eating meat on Fridays. At least I did that right. But all the other things that I wanted to do, I haven't done because life has just been lifing me so hard lately.
Period.
And I know it's no excuse.
Nope.
I'm really not the type of person to be like, oh, I didn't do something because of this. I'm like, that's an excuse. And
right.
I know that and I will own that.
Right.
But
it does happen and you just acknowledge it. You do better.
Yeah. Yeah. So last week at Mass, our priest was saying basically that like, the things that you're incorporating and those things that you're incorporating, they don't necessarily have to be like things that you're giving up. They could be things that you're adding. Mm-hmm. So for me, I did more of adding instead of giving up because I feel like I personally already felt like I've done a good job over like, my life in the last couple of years of like, getting rid of like bad habits and incorporating better habits. So I'm like, I want to incorporate more good habits. I just felt like that was kind of like
where you were at.
That's my vibe right now. So I was like, okay, more good things. So one thing I really wanted to add was going. Did you hear something?
I thought so, but I think we're good.
Whatever. If I die live, then it's being recorded.
God bless.
So one thing I wanted to add was picking one day out of the week to either go to Mass, during the middle of the week or to the chapel and just to pray for 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever I feel like, which I haven't done. And another thing I wanted to do was give up social media, but I feel like I can't because of work. And it's just such a huge part of my business right now to like keep, staying top of mind and blah, blah, blah. And I know people run a business like without it, but I just feel like a part of like my presence is social media. I just feel like I don't necessarily love it, but I also don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I do well with it. Like
you do really well with just being like yourself.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, it's like, you can tell, I feel like who's like posting to post random, like it's just kind of like you going about your daily life.
Well, it's just like my vibe. Like I post like prayers or I post, myself or whatever, just like whatever normal. I feel like posting. Yeah.
Whatever.
If that's normal. I mean,
it's normal shit, I guess,
Yeah. So like, that's just kind of what I've been doing. So, I wanted to give up social media, but I do find myself like, checking my phone way too much. And I just don't like that. So like, that was one thing that I wanted to give up, not like more so of the consuming and less of the posting.
Mm-hmm.
However, I could have modified it. But I didn't do it. And so I'm just really struggling with that. And I'm going to keep trying, just because I messed up once doesn't mean I'm a failure. I've learned to give myself that grace. But that's just those were like my two main things. And then of course not eating meat on Fridays. I already said that. But like I was like, if I can just do that, because even that I hadn't done ever. Like I was just always I never really like understood like why we did that and stuff like that. And it's still a little bit blurry to me, but I think I have a better handle on it now than I ever did.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But
Honestly, same.
but
I
yeah,
think
that's just kind of where I've been.
it's nice though. And I think like adding to what we're already doing and like just it's like it's a holy season. It's just like being aware of that, acknowledging, like spending more time reflecting, spending time with God, understanding, like I know we talked about learning more of like the mass and learning more of just, doing the Bible and things like that, where like before that wasn't even a thing for us at all, So like I know we're on different pages when it comes to this, but like still on the same wavelength, I guess. You do things in your own time, but I think it's really cool that like the way he said, like don't just like reflect. It's the second week of Lent and don't just be like, oh, I didn't do it, forget it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's okay. You're not doing something, but like, that's between you and God. If you want to make a change, like if in your heart you want to, do something different, do something better, whatever it is that you're trying to incorporate, like it's not too late, and keep that going. And I think that was really like it felt good to hear.
I was like, why are you yelling at me? But also, like, you're so right. And I need to go and reflect on this.
No, for real. I swear. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like every time he talks, like right straight to the soul.
I know.
And I was like,
so good.
Yeah. And I was like originally thinking, like, oh, like going, I feel like going to church has been nice because it's like I know to go in my like, you know what I'm saying? Like I make the time, but like I'm behind on my Bible.
Yeah.
And I've been like so bad about that. And I'm like, the least I can do is go and like
to mass and say, I'm sorry for not reading my Bible.
But also it's like listening, it helps and it's nice. And it's still like gives you that reflecting and they're still reading scripture and all that. So I definitely like, I don't like to miss. I'm glad that they even added service at mass, whatever, I don't even want to call it, but to add them more like throughout the week that we can go to and stuff like that. Cause like, it's just nice to be in that.
Oh, you don't got to tell me
that.
I know we're telling the viewers.
Yeah. We already know each other.
Who are you talking to? This is like my therapy, right?
I feel like this podcast has become our therapy too. So like you guys are just along for the ride. I feel like since the beginning, like in the very first episodes, I feel like we just kind of like poured out our souls.
We did. And I know that somehow we have 47 people that are interested in hearing us talk.
We love you, all 47 of you, whoever you are.
Yeah, like let me see. The ball. Let me see here. Yeah, 40.
That's so funny. It's so cool though. And I feel like
47 subscribers we have.
That's really cool.
And we have a total of how do we have 24 videos when we only have some? Oh, because I upload shorts too.
Oh, I was like, no way. We did 24 episodes. No, we missed a couple weeks.
We missed 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But no, we have 17. This is episode 17.
Cute. Oh my God, look at us.
I know.
I love that.
Yeah. So we were talking about Lent and all that good stuff. But I guess just staying on track. And also, if you didn't know, the first quarter is about done.
Yeah.
Of the year. And in my mind, the year is over.
Yeah, literally.
I've just like, I'm trying so hard to just get a grip on like my life. And I'm just like, time is fleeting. Slow down. Like my brain needs to slow down. And like, like I constantly like have to remind myself of that. And it's so funny. The other day, this just popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a showing and there was a tenant living in a property. And by the way, we're realtors. I feel like people forget.
I don't know. Do we have to say it like every episode?
I don't know how I'm a realtor.
I don't even know.
I do real estate.
Whatever episode you're seeing, we'll probably tell you.
Yeah, whatever. So. Anyways, I was on a showing and the seller was home and he or whatever, seller, tenant, whatever. And so me and my client were, we walked in, he was super friendly, super old, super cute old man. And yeah, and I was like, I was like, well, thanks for letting us in. Thanks for allowing us to show the home. I was like, we'll stay out of your way. We'll just be super quick. He's like, well, you're not in my way. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like, thanks. And then so anyway, so we did the whole thing and went through the house. And then at the end, he was like, have a nice rest of the day. And it was Saturday that day. And I was like, thank you so much. You two have a wonderful weekend. And he was like, what do you mean have a wonderful weekend? Slow down. It's only Thursday. And I was like, and I he was so old. I was like, for sure, he doesn't know what day of the week it is, because I'm positive it was Saturday. I'm positive it was Saturday. And he literally yelled at me. He's like, you need to slow down. Like, well, I was like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm so
you're
ahead
right.
of
That's
schedule.
on me.
Yeah,
That's on me, bro.
I looked at my client. I was like, I'm about to die here. But we got a good kick out of it. And then when we walked out, my client was like, shit, I thought it was Friday. I'm like, yeah, you need to go move in with my guy right here, because
literally
I was like, I was like,
so was it? What day was it actually?
It was Saturday.
Oh, it was
I was
Saturday.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was not wrong. But I'm just like, it was just like a reminder again, even though I was right, to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, have a nice weekend, because in my brain, I'm already at Monday,
Right.
like, it's just like, I'm constantly, and then like when we write contracts, like, we're always 30, 60, 90 days out. So we're always constantly thinking ahead and thinking ahead. And I just like, I have to remind myself all the time to just slow down, embrace the moment. My word for the year is present. Like, I just always am like, bring it back, Raquel. You're, come back. Like, it's like,
why do I look though?
I don't know. Who's over there? But seriously, like, I just like feel like I'm always having to like remind myself to just reel it
Stay in the moment.
Yeah, and just calm down. But look, the first quarter's already done, and so you can look at this, and then you can be like, okay, so what did I do? Am I on pace? Am I doing all the things I said I wanted to do? And what
am
is
I on track with my goals?
Am I on track? Like, yeah, like the whole thing. It's
there's
like,
so much.
My brain is always going a million miles a minute. I literally told Christy, like, I tell her every day, I'm like, I'm not sleeping anymore. I'm not sleeping anymore. Like, who has time for sleep? Like, it's literally like, I'll go to bed so late and then I get up so early, and I'm like beat. Like, if I'm sitting at work one day and it's just like I'm staring at the computer all day, like, or calling people and like, doing whatever I got to do, looking at houses and whatever, that is like mentally exhausting. Like, you could sit at a desk all day, but if you're like looking at a screen for the whole day, like, that is so exhausting. Like, that's like one of the things that I love about being in real estate, because you can break it up, like you have your days where you're out on inspections, you're out on appointments and doing whatever. And then you have the days where you're sitting in the office and you've got, your busy work, you've got paperwork, you've got all the other stuff in between. But it's like, but for the times that I'm like locked in and I be getting like so tired. So yeah. So anyways, I won't be sleeping for the rest of the year. And that's just how I feel about that. So
yeah, that's facts. I mean, it's crazy though, because like we're always anticipating, like we have our year pretty much not pretty much planned out, but like we have our whole year calendar, and like we're already talking about like summer vacations, like, weekend trips and birthdays and like just all
concerts in November.
Yeah, literally just like all this stuff like to anticipate for. Yeah. So you're not like, because I feel like our schedule is like and to look forward to. But like if you're on the roller coaster and you don't know what's coming, it just makes things that much easier. And then you don't enjoy yourself when your actual time comes. You know what I'm saying? And like that's not fun either. So just keeping everything together. It's constant. It's always a challenge, I feel like. But
it definitely is for me. That's why I keep 2 calendars, one on paper, one in my phone. And I'm just constantly like, okay, well, this is what my day looks like. Like at noon today, right now it's 4:40. But at noon, my brain was already like, all right, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to go to a meeting, and then you're going to go do this, and that after that, and your day's done. So like in my brain, day's done. Yeah. It's so messed up. Nuts. It's so messed up. And I'm like,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I'm like, literally, I'm like, am I the only one that's like thinking like this? But I know I'm not. Like, I know I'm not alone in that. And I just,
I feel like with kids, it would probably be like the same, like end of the school year and then summer vacation and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shout out crazy
to people that even have kids, because like, or like working moms, I'd be doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, I could never. Well, I don't want to say never, because I feel like I was just saying that like we're capable of so much more than we actually think that we are capable of. But damn, I commend working mothers.
Oh yeah.
Or fathers, whatever. Whoever is majority with the kids and working, that's
a heavy load.
I can barely like take care of myself, like I'm like, I mean I do, right? But it's like if I think of like what my life looks like right now and adding a kid to that, I guess my whole life would be totally different.
100%.
But I'm just
you
saying.
would be in a different place in your business too. Like it's just life. Like we're 100% dialed in because we don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like we have different responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I feel like why aren't we 100% all in our business, which is why we are.
Why wouldn't we? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing all the things, all the coaching. We have a podcast. Like, well, what?
Right. Like if I had a child,
like
I wouldn't have a podcast.
It's just different shit, So, everybody doing their thing.
Shout out. Shout out everybody doing their thing.
Seriously though.
I'm so proud of you.
We really are. Good job.
I hope you're staying on your goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
I love it.
If you're still here, it's just a blessing, like, and if you need a day off where you just sit and reflect and do nothing, then take the day and sit and reflect and do nothing. And if that's your dub, amazing.
All day.
I love it.
You need it sometimes.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a good day of clarity.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, that just reminds me of how, so we went to RPR Podcast in where we were downtown somewhere for that. I forget where, social something.
Social Brews. It was like a women's event, panel type of sitch.
Yeah. And that was, so me and Chris, we do this podcast and stuff. And we also sell real estate. And, Property Sisters Network has just become a network. And I don't think we really even knew where it was going. And I don't think we still know where it's going. We have a pretty good idea of where we want it to go. But the picture is just it's not that clear, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
But we were invited to sit on this panel and it was a very intimate conversation. And it was also pretty last minute, but just the fact that we were invited to sit on a panel among like some badass women.
Literally.
I was like, what? I was like,
okay.
So, Robert reached out and he was like, you guys gonna come? And I was like, yeah, like we'll register and we'll be there, And he's like, all right, I'm gonna put you on the flyer. And I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean?
Like, we thought we were just attending.
I thought I was a guest. So
yeah.
I'm sitting in the audience but I didn't say that. I was just like, all right, like here's my, picture. Cause I feel like when the opportunity presents itself, you just got to take your opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's last minute or whatever it is, like if you're vibing and the energy is good, I just don't see why not.
Good, then you just go. And honestly, I'm so glad we did because
me too.
I mean, like we just met such cool people. We just hung out, had a good time. Vibes were lit. It was just so fun. Like it was a good,
it was a great conversation.
Yeah.
And the women that were, well, first shout out to RPR Podcast, Brooke, Nicole, and Tyra. They're, is Tyra's name Tyra or is it Tyra Nicole she goes by?
I just call her Tyra.
Tyra, yeah. Okay. Shout out.
We love you, Tyra.
Shout out, ladies.
We love y'all, fam.
Love you so much. But yeah, they do a great job, and they how do you say moderate the conversation, and so I know, and all the other ladies that were there, just we all do different stuff. Like I mean, some were in real estate, digital creators. I mean, other podcasts. So I mean, we all just do different stuff. And just hearing everybody's stories and what moves you and what drives you and your past and your experiences that have brought you to where you were and what essentially keeps you going. Everyone had such good value to add to the conversation, I felt like, and there was even some people in the audience that also contributed to the conversation, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. And some of their story,
and we're all so different, like.
Yeah.
But Rob posted something on Facebook shortly after the fact and, just kind of like summarize what, we did that day and all of that. And at the end, he wrote, after everything, this isn't like verbatim, but he was like, after everything is basically all said and done, like we're all the same. And I'm just like, that's kind of like, there's so much soul in that because it's like, that's so true. Like you could be like every walk of life. We all have our shit that we've got. Like nobody is perfect and nobody lives a perfect life, but we all have experiences, highs and lows.
I was just gonna say
that shape us into, who we are and what, what motivates us. And you continue to, build your dream or whatever that means to
whatever
you.
you're going for.
And I just thought the whole thing was so cool and so refreshing.
Yeah.
For a first panel for me and Chris, I feel like that was just like so solid. Like God put that there.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if someone said, come speak on this panel or something, I would be so nervous.
I will say though, like we didn't really know what we were walking into.
Yeah, like no
but
idea.
I was really pleasantly surprised that it was just a more like intimate conversation.
Yeah, me too.
And like I was still nervous. Like I feel like I swear, like looking back at it, I don't remember talking very much at all. And I got so nervous. Like bits and pieces, but like
when we started introducing ourselves,
oh my, you guys, I couldn't even get through the introduction. It's literally like, it's a wonder that we even do this podcast. Cause when I'm like in public with a microphone in my hand, it's like, I'm just going to say, I don't know if you guys watch Drake and Josh, but you need to look up like the Weatherman episode and he's sweating, like twitching crazy. Like, yeah, it doesn't seem like that on the outside, but on the inside, that's what's happening to me. And then like I stutter and all this crazy shit happens. But anyway, long story short, I'll stop embarrassing myself. Once Raquel gave me the microphone, I feel like I was like, I'm Christy. This is Raquel. She can introduce her. Like I just went like nuts crazy. And I was like, what just happened to you? Like you can't even just say your name and what you do and like move on like a normal person.
But it's like, but that's okay because we've never done that before.
Right.
And like, and it was just a conversation. And I'm so happy because like it was us that were talking. So there was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us sitting up there.
Yeah.
And then in the audience, there was probably a good 10, 15 people.
Probably 15, 20. Yeah.
Something like that. And, it's whatever. Like, I was just kind of like, so when they were like, let's just go around and introduce, my heart starts racing
immediately.
And I was like, why does this happen to you, Rack? Like, this is like
PTSD from school.
Literally PTSD from school.
Tell us one thing fun about yourself.
Oh my gosh.
They might as well have said that too.
Freaking hated doing that.
So I could have a full meltdown.
But afterward, like when it finally got to me, like I feel like, well, you kind of broke the ice because you were like,
because I lost it. I literally lost it.
It was just like a good laugh. But like it was fine. And like, and I think, it's a learning experience now. Yeah. So like now we're like, okay, well, I'm sure that's going to be the first of many, panels or whatever it is.
God knows, but I will definitely know how to introduce myself next time.
Maybe it's just, great. Hey, I'm Christy and I do X, Y, and Z. And
here you go.
It. Yes.
And then I'm like, the next person. I'm okay.
Yeah. And it's like, and we can, take care of yourself. And you're good. And I think, after my heart racing calmed down, after, I got through the introduction, it wasn't like, there was no right or wrong answers. There was no like judgment there. Mm-hmm. It was specifically for Women's Day. There was some men in the audience, but it was specifically for Women's Day, just to have like conversation about, being a female and doing whatever it is that you do and the ships, of life. So,
and I like that it was just like different ages, different stages in life, different career paths, different everything.
Yeah.
I feel like it just summed it up as a whole of like, no matter where you're at, like we all, like you were saying, go through the same stuff in just different ways,
But in the end, I mean, I feel like it speaks a lot to your character as, okay, how did you come out of that?
Right.
And if if you're down, and I was also listening to, I listened to the book, Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. But like, if you're down, like you can pick yourself up, you can put the pieces back together and you can't look at like other people's life. Like, well, they have a support system. They have a family. She has a husband. She has a this. She has a that. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I don't have any of that, so I'm not capable. Like, I feel like that, is not, like, it's just not the way to look at at life. Like,
no.
you just have to take the lessons that you've learned and the hand that you were dealt and play by that hand. And that's
by
exactly
yourself.
Yeah. And like, I just feel like that was kind of like the gist of, the conversation, because, we've all experienced different things, and like how we handle them was like, it's was our truths, and that's, and I just thought it was such a nice intimate conversation to have with such awesome other females, like in different industries, and just to hang out and kick it. And then even afterwards, like, we all went, we were already downtown in Detroit, and we went to, I'm so bad. Vinyl, yes. I blank out all the time. Oh my gosh, you guys, my life was totally changed. Okay, so I think do you want to say anything else about the women's event? Because I'm gonna move on to something else. This just took my brain somewhere else.
I think go for it.
Okay. Espresso martinis.
I saw that coming.
I have been looking. So I don't drink caffeine, as you know, if you've listened to these podcasts. I don't drink the caffeine. I drink decaf, and it does probably worse for me than what caffeine would do. Not really. I just feel like it just speaks to my soul. I don't know.
It's like placebo. She's still wired, you guys.
I'm still wired. I'm just freaking nuts. Anyways, so I'd been looking for a decaf espresso martini, and I had gone to a couple places. I went out, and I was never able to find a decaf espresso martini because they either have like pre-made liqueur or like whatever it is, and it's got the espresso in it, and there's no going back. And I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm not, SOL. That's just how I gotta live my life, y'all. Yeah. Like I can't even mess with it. But I found one at Vinyl, and it was absolutely delicious. So I got a decaf, what is it? Decaf espresso martini with Bailey's, and the Bailey's really does do the trick. I feel like it gives it that extra like kick that it needs. And shout out Robert Courtney for the pro tip. It's really a pro tip, and I hope he's not mad at me for sharing it for the maybe 10 people that will watch this. But totally a pro tip, because I got one yesterday, low key, on my lunch break. And also I get it with Casamigos Reposado, not vodka, because I don't drink vodka. It makes my tummy hurt.
Not the tummy.
So anyways, espresso martinis changed my life. I'm so excited for summertime, just to like go out and like find places that have decaf espresso martinis and explore. That's definitely going to be like my summer vibe. I really want to spend some more time downtown. I think it's just like a fun vibe.
It is.
I'm really like becoming like more adventurous, if you would. Yeah. Like wanting to like stray away down there.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of like the outskirts of like the, Metro Detroit, and like I feel like everything's so like not played out, but it's just like you see the same bars, you see the same people, you see the same shit. And I'm just like, Detroit is so much like, it's up and it's popping right now. Like, I mean, definitely better than it was. Yeah. So it's like,
I mean, I feel like we just don't really venture out,
and we don't venture
very
out.
much.
Well, because we never really thought it was like safe, like,
well, it's like, we don't like to go and it's just us either. Like it's
too.
Good. It's even more fun when you have like a crew,
more people,
and it's like, otherwise like you're parking, you're walking, it's here, it's winter. Like there's just,
but to me, it just feels like any other city now. Like, it's like you're downtown.
Well, the more we go down there. That's
You'll never ever catch me there by myself.
Yeah.
I really anywhere. I mean, besides my
We just don't do that.
Yeah. Just there's, the world's a scary place. I try to just like tread lightly. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be the vibe. Yeah, seriously. But I'm so excited, and I feel really good. My first quarter, I feel like for me was pretty good. I'm happy with it, and I'm just like ready to freaking grind. I'm ready for spring, ready for summer. I'm ready to kick some ass and take some names, and just like, help my clients get into and out of homes, and just really run shit. Like that's my vibe right now. Like I'm not sleeping.
That's the vibe. Sleeping. I feel like it's just been all of this like, I don't want to say like preparation. Yeah, like building. Like, and I feel like that's really what we've been doing, is like laying the foundation, like covering our bases, understanding each other, our work ethic, the coaching, just everything that we've the workflow, all of those things tie together. I feel like it kind of just like we leveled up, like just in a more polished, like that's like how it feels, and it's just like it's a good feeling that I know that I can just do everything like with a little more ease, with a little more to give. And I know like my cup is still full and we're, doing all the things to maintain the work life balance. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feels so much better than kind of how I did like this time last year, like running
we didn't
myself
have
to the
any
ground,
we had no systems and no processes. We were just
and that
like
was the thing. You're just kind of going with the motions until you like run into a wall and fucking pass out. Like you're just done. And then it's like, what happened? And then you have to recover from that, like it wasn't it. Like it was whatever, you just deal with it. But to do what we're doing now and it's like feels good in a healthy way. And it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feels way better to me
Yeah. Well, that's what happens
when you put your
when you put
time
work
in.
in. Yeah, like we're not just in coaching and in all these different things to, wake up the next day and be the same person.
Yeah.
It's all for like sorting out your
Yeah.
brain. Like even yesterday.
Evolving.
Yeah, like even yesterday, like I wanted to set up like a drip campaign and I never set up a drip campaign before, but like, you've got 200 and some odd people in your database. Like, I'm a freaking human. I'm not a robot. So no, I'm not going to sit here and type you an email, once a month or once a week or whenever I want to get something out there that's important that I need to tell you.
Right.
Or like that things are changing or like, give you some tips on buying and selling or just to how to keep up with your household. Like I can't, I don't know how many things I can do at once. Like
Right.
realtors, jokes on us. Like we literally were like originally getting into this job. I mean, I'll speak for myself, I guess, but I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. Make my own schedule. Didn't go to college. 9 to 5 sounds whack. Whatever. Then I jump into real estate and, you're a realtor, you got 10 other jobs within the job and you've got, all these clients and it's not like they're coming to you, you're going to them. So your business is more outbound sales and then you got to keep in touch with them so that they remember you and you got to do shit that help them to remember. Like it's a whole thing. Like
Manage
people are
your
like,
skill sets.
oh my God, the whole thing. So like, and just, implementing a drip campaign, like learning how to do that. I had to get on the phone with my CRM, system and, they had to walk me through how to set it up. Like I had to go make it and create the emails and all the things that I wanted to put in there and when I wanted them to go out and all the things. But like, I wouldn't have thought to do that if I didn't have the coaching, if I didn't have the tools, if I didn't have the systems in place to be able to then build my business. So I think it's such a key component to have as a business owner, whether it's real estate or a different industry that you're in, just to have your systems on lock and find the best coaches that do what you do and take their freaking advice and do the work. Like, I just almost threw up. Like I sound like them.
But
like
honestly, you also want to make sure they live a life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Like, don't just
That's so true.
let everyone, I don't want to say, but blow smoke up your ass,
Blow smoke up your ass.
like make sure that's legit and you're taking advice from someone who's doing the things that you want to be doing and how you want to be doing them, like that healthy work-life balance and, all of those things go together. And, I think that was another thing that was really important for us because you can get lost in some of like there's so much shit out here.
Yeah.
So like just, pay attention to those things.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. Just soaking in all the coaching and now that I'm at this level that I'm at, is there somebody here?
I don't.
Who cares? Who cares?
My shit's out there, bro.
So nobody's touching your stuff. So I'll beat him up. What was I gonna say? Oh, so you lay that, that level, that layer, and then you look for what's next. So I've been like on YouTube watching like different YouTube. Did I say it like that?
Sorry, maybe I just heard it that way.
YouTube. I've been on the tube, just watching like different videos of different coaches and different styles and things. I think I've become obsessed and I just want more and more and more and more.
I want to master your craft.
Yeah,
and yourself as a person.
Yeah, but I feel like I was never really like there mentally. Like I was always kind of like dilly-dallying, like I got this, like I got my clients here, there, whatever. And like I was, I do okay as, as an agent, but I could do better and like I want to do better. And I just feel like I needed to just like I have I feel like we have the best coaches
I
ever.
think your spark was reignited. I think that's what
No,
happened.
I think there was never a spark, to be honest with you.
I don't
There was
agree.
never a spark. No, I never. So when I got into real estate, it fell into my lap. I never said, I want to be a realtor. And that's what I did. No,
No.
I was in the family business selling cell phones at Verizon for years until I was recruited by multiple realtors that were like, you should do this, you should do that. And I was like, well, I'm not doing anything else. That sounds like hell of a lot better than this. So let me try that. And then I did it. And then no one taught me shit. And I kind of just like sold a couple houses here and there, and just kind of like learned on my own. And then finally found a team where I was like coached and trained and like, did the actual job that was like, okay, this is the actual job now. It wasn't even, and even then, like I enjoyed it, but I wasn't technically looking to be the master of it until now. Like
Mhm.
now, like, because I'm the type of person where I don't care to learn about something unless I'm like obsessed with it. Like I want to, like church, for example. Ever since I became interested in going to church, like I've
Mhm.
always, been a believer, and I've always held on to my faith throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until last year that I was like, I'm diving in head first, and I don't want to come up for air.
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of like I'm an extreme person. I go one way all in, or I'm not in it at all really. Or I'm just doing it mediocre, and I don't like to do that. Like I like to, if I'm doing something, I like to give it 100%. And so like I'll be honest, like real estate, I liked it. I didn't love it though. And I enjoyed, helping my clients, whether it was buying or selling, especially first time home buyers. I absolutely love working with first time home buyers because it's such a happy time in their lives, whether
Mhm.
it's like, you know, whatever. And I really do enjoy that aspect of it. But I feel like now I don't know what the hell these people did to me. Like Austin, Jimmy, of course, Kurt, Gogo the other day, just all of these people that are in our circle, they have literally,
Lit the fire.
like I was just like, wow, like what have I been doing this whole time? Like I feel like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm like awake,
You're just going through the motions.
No, but
Yeah.
it's like I feel like I'm awake, I'm a very, very conscious and self-aware. But then it happens again, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm even more awakened to this, and I'm even more self-aware, and I'm even more interested in building more on the blocks that I've already set, down on this foundation or whatever you want to call it. So it's like, and now I feel like a monster.
Yeah.
I'm hounding people down to like get access to different things. Like if I elaborated on that, you guys wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. But like it's like there's just so many different levels to this game. And I am just looking, I want all of it. And I just feel like this year is gonna be so amazing. And now they're talking about rates possibly coming down. If that happens, I'm literally not gonna sleep. I'm literally not gonna sleep. I don't want to, honestly, because like there's there's a saying, and it's like, I wish I knew the saying. I'm so bad at like cool phrases. I always butcher them, but it's like you don't care to like go to sleep or something when your actual life is better than your dreams.
Oh, I like that.
And I'm just like, I don't want to rest. Like, I know I need to rest, but like, man, I wish we didn't have to, because like sometimes I'm like, I need more hours and more time in the day to like do everything that I
Literally
want
all
to
the
do.
time.
But yeah, I mean, the energy just it's felt really good. And I just hope it stays that way. I think it will, because I feel very interested in everything that I'm doing right now, and I feel very like aligned
That's
with
literally what I was
everything.
gonna say. I feel
Yeah.
like everything has just led to this point in our business and where we're at,
Mhm.
like with each other, like with all the stuff that we've been putting together and like all the different coaching and training and that we're actually implementing and like
The
seeing
implementing.
seeing the growth and like not even just like not even just me, but like yours too, like with each other. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah, of
saying?
course.
Like
Yeah.
it's just like it keeps you excited. It fuels you. Like
Mhm.
you're like, this is what we've been working so
Yeah.
hard for. Like
Yeah.
why have we been, busting our ass doing all these other things? I'll call them extracurriculars,
Yeah.
that you don't, it's not something that you get paid to do, but you're literally morning till night shit is going on. Like we could literally fill our whole calendar with training and coaching. That's
Yeah.
how much there is.
Yeah.
But it's like,
You got to do the work some point.
yeah, and like but the way we've been doing it and what we've been doing, I feel like has been that missing piece. Cause like you really can't say like, when you're at a certain point, you don't really know like where you're at. You're like, well, I don't know what I don't know. I know enough, but like, what's the next level? Like, what comes after this? Like, what are we doing, building? What's the vision? Like, all these things come after, and you're just like, okay, like, this is the coaching we're doing. This is the stuff we're learning about and going through and whatever. And then, like, mind you, I'm just talking within the last year, but like getting us to this point now, it feels like the just like all of that to finally be like just something that we're putting out there feels so good. Like, I swear, I can't even begin to tell you because I'm totally with you. Like,
Yeah.
it's just exciting. It doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
And like just knowing that you've taken care of all these other areas that like you don't have to worry about. And like you were saying, like your systems are in place, things are
Yeah.
lined up, like
Yeah.
you're organized, you have structure, you have all these different things because they all go together. That's
Yeah.
the madness is
Yeah.
like the schedule, make your own schedule. If you don't have a boss telling you need to be at this place from 9 till 5, good luck. Like it is so hard to actually do because you
It's a
can
lot of
easily,
self-discipline.
yes, because you can easily say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go do this. But
Yeah.
that was the thing you were supposed to be doing, not the
Yeah.
other thing, and like you just can get lost in that circle. So I feel like all of that,
Yeah.
long story short,
What did Austin say? It's simple. It's not easy.
right. That's exactly it. But
But you can make it easy if you just
do the work. Yeah. So I feel like now that like we're at this point, like the actual work, like the client's part, like all of that is like just more with ease,
Yeah.
like it's just you feel better, your systems are in place, your skills are sharpened,
Yeah.
your conversations are better because you're having better conversations because you're
Right.
understanding just all of it. It's like to try to help someone like especially a first time home buyer. They're nervous. They don't know anything. They don't even know what they don't know. They don't know the first thing.
Mhm.
And it's like for us doing this every day, it's like second nature. So you're like, okay, it's no big deal.
Right.
But this is the biggest deal for them,
Mhm.
So just like all of that kind of stuff, like it matters how you're talking to people. It matters how you're dealing with people, how you're dealing with both sides of the transaction, getting it to close, making sure everything's good. Like to keep that dialed in while you're still working on all your other extra stuff. It's a whole thing, guys. It's just a
Yeah.
whole thing.
It really is.
But anyways, what's left? I don't even know how I got on that tangent.
I have no idea. I was just I don't mean to not pay attention. I was just supposed to go take a class with Amanda.
Are you not?
I'm definitely not going to make it. Probably push that out maybe. There's another one at 6:45. Anyways, yeah, but all of that is so true. Is definitely so true. But just got to keep going with all of the different angles to whatever business you're in or whatever dream that you have. Just go all in.
Yeah, follow it. It's funny because I was asked, like, what advice would you give to someone who's, like, just starting or was gonna leave their, like, career or whatever,
Yeah.
and I was like, honestly, like, long story short, just buckle up, know that it's gonna take work, and you have to be willing to do that work,
Yeah.
it doesn't come easy. So, leaving something that's steady, your steady paycheck, you're guaranteed, weekly is a whole different ball game than to do something that's commission based. You're betting on yourself at the same time. So look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's really up to you what you're going to make of your situation. And I think it's just more along the lines of a passion thing. Like if you, all right. Um, if that's what you see for your life and that's what you want, then go for it. Like don't wake up when you're, 10, 20, 30 years later just to be like, damn, I should have did that. Like if you're feeling something, just go for it.
Word.
But be prepared.
Yeah. Definitely.
What do you think?
What do you
How we
think?
doing?
I'm doing good. How are you feeling?
Good. Should we get up and do our little dance?
Woo! Well, I sure hope you're all having a wonderful day and enjoying listening to this. Please leave me a comment or something with like whatever you're feeling or anything we can take back for some feedback and maybe, talk about it on the next episode. I just feel like, we did say we wanted to go live at some point. Maybe we'll do that soon if you're down.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do that and get some viewer engagement and just kind of see where everybody's at in your own life and just have a good conversation with multiple viewers. I think would be so much fun.
Yeah.
But what would be even cooler actually?
What?
If we did it we could do, I wonder how this would work because we could do an Instagram live episode. And then that would be obviously recorded on Instagram, but the guests can all chime, like you can accept a request from a guest to jump into the conversation with you.
Interesting.
And then they can go, and then you can, they can go bye-bye after, a minute or two. And then another person can jump in and it's still like face-to-face on IG Live. Like,
oh, that's so
I think that would be a lot of
interesting.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure out something.
I want to because I don't know who these 46 people are that subscribe to our channel or 47 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know who watches it and who, I know there's a couple people that watch it and I love you so much. But the other, majority of the people, I have no idea. But I would love to. And if you guys would like us to go on IG Live and you want to jump into the conversation, I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be cool. We got to pick a good day for it.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. And we'll promote that.
We'll plan something. Yeah.
But not even so me and Chris also had a bet going. Not even really a bet. It was just like we were like supposed to be hitting a certain goal. And if we didn't hit it, we were gonna go on Instagram Live and karaoke. So I think that'll definitely be in the future as well.
Yeah.
I tried to do it multiple times and Chris said, no.
I just wasn't in the mood. I have to be in a certain kind of mood. I didn't say when we would do it. I just said we would do it.
So, okay. I'll let you have that one. I won't say anything.
Thank you.
Yep.
Sounds like we can wrap on that.
Yeah. All right, family. Well, it's been so wonderful being here with you all today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, whatever day it is by you, whether it's a weekday or weekend. Go crush it. Go enjoy yourself with whatever you're doing. Sending all my love and light.
All the sunshiny vibes. Spring.
Yes.
We made it.
Spring.
We made it.
We did. We made it through the freaking mud.
Daylight savings.
Yeah. Oh my
313 day.
Oh yeah.
High day.
Oh my gosh. There's so many things.
Spring.
Oh my gosh.
We're here.
When is actual spring though?
I think it's the 20th.
Day? Oh, this month?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So we are here.
Yeah, we're here.
Golf season.
Period.
If you guys want to go golfing, I don't really have that many golfing friends. So if you want to take me golfing, let's go. But okay. Are you cool?
Oh, I'm cool.
She's cool, guys.
Okay.
This is cool Chris, everyone. Chris knows all. If you don't know, now you know.
Bye.
Love you so much. Keep it real.
Peace.